Hi everyone, Math Club workshop number 2. Let's finish this example number 3. We have this monstrous expression in math, a very complicated expression. We call it a monster, all right? But interesting enough, after we do all the step here, at the end it will reduce us to just x plus b. How is that possible? Okay, let's do it now. Now, the background information is we need to know the form of a perfect square. What is a perfect square? When you're adding 2, when you square, you need to FOIL. So x squared, xy, yx, which is same as xy, and then y squared. So you will get x squared plus 2xy plus y squared. So whenever anything that can be written in this form, it can be written as a perfect square of a binomial. So what if I have a square of x, for example? Then I will have same thing. You square the first term, which is just an x. You put 2 and then put these terms together, y root x. Usually when you write expression, you put the radical last, and then you y square. Okay, do you see the patterns here? Okay, and then your expression can be more complicated. For example, the root x can be root a squared minus b squared. So when you do that, you will have, you square the first term, you square the square root of a squared minus b squared will be a squared minus b squared. So that's your first term. And then you plus 2 times the product of these two things. So put the y there, put this in between. And then finally, you plus y squared. Okay? So this is exactly what we are having in the expressions we got here. So just recognize this form. Okay, recognize this form. Let me rewrite my expression. Okay, so the first one, now I need a squared minus b squared. So I don't need 2a squared. So what do you do? And also I need a third term, right? 1, 2, 3. We look at this together as one term. So I will separate the 2a squared into a squared and a squared. So I will write that as x squared minus b squared, and then plus 2ab a squared minus b squared plus a squared. Do you see this a squared give you 2a squared? Right? So I'm just rewriting the form. And now I put the brackets here. It doesn't change anything. I've just grouped them together. Now it's easier for you to see. This pattern match this pattern, except your y is now another a. Now how about the second expression? So you copy the minus sign. I do the same thing. I need a squared minus b squared, but for this expression, there's no b squared at all. What interesting in math is, if you need it, just make one. Okay, just put a minus b squared there. Okay, so I'll copy the rest. But, of course, you cannot just put a minus b squared there. You need to put a plus b squared. So this will match the form we need, and also creating the third term that we need. So that's the secret or the key for this question, is to split the 2a squared into a squared so that you have the desirable form. And also for the second expression, when there's no b squared, you do a minus b squared plus b squared to get the desirable form. All right, the first expression matches this form here, so it reduces to a square. It will be square a squared minus b squared plus a squared. So that's the first, this expression now reduces to that. So check it out on this side to see why. Minus, now you do the same thing here. This is your first term, a squared minus b squared, and then your first term is root a squared minus b squared. So when you square them, this is what you get. And then your second term is a b, so the middle term is 2b times that, and then last term is b squared. This is a minus there, so therefore you are minus. So the second expression is this. Is a minus sign here. Minus b squared. We saw in early example, when you square square root, the answer will be an absolute. So you have absolute of this right? Minus absolute of that. You actually don't need the brackets, all right? Like you don't need the brackets now. You can take these brackets away. Doesn't make a difference. Okay. Now what do we do? Remember at the beginning they give you this condition. We're going to use this condition. Okay. So the condition, what does it say? It says A is bigger than this is bigger than 0. So this kind of tell you A and B are positive number. That's important. So if A is bigger than root 2 over B, we're going to square both sides. A squared is bigger than 2B squared. Okay. And then we're going to minus it. Okay. Minus B squared on one side. So B squared. Now, why do we do that? We only take out one B squared because we want to match the form. What I try to do here is to find out this minus this, could it be a negative number? Now, if you look here, anything square root is positive. A positive number plus a positive number. Remember at the beginning we know that A bigger than B bigger than 0. They're all positive number. So positive number plus positive number, this is guaranteed a positive number. Basically, you can drop the absolute sign. What I don't know or not sure about is this part. This is definitely positive. Well, B is positive as well. But which number is bigger? If you have a smaller number minus a bigger number, then you have a negative. So this is what I'm going to find out on this side. So here I'm going to take square root, knowing that B squared is a positive. All right. So when I take square root on both sides, you have the following. This is exactly what I want to find out. All right. This is bigger than B. So this number is bigger than B. So when you minus them, it will still be positive. And once again, when everything is positive, you don't need the square, like the bracket. This minus sign minus both term, which will turn this into positive. So finally, we will have, by dropping the absolute sign, we have this minus that, all right, minus negative B, remember, plus. This become a plus here because you have minus negative B, so become a plus. These two things cancel out. My monster expression reduces to just A plus B. So hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you next week. There's some exercise here for you to try out. Watch the video and also try out the question. And then even if you don't get the answer, it's good to like share what you get so far, and then maybe other people can share the answer as well. All right, I'll see you next week. Bye.